Told him I ain't selling it for nothing less than lavish.
Nah, come on, man.
Draco made a hit with this one.
Yeah, and Jazzy had no chill with this hun floating. I'm hoping there's no breaks in this run potent. I'm chosen, this is not a diss song. Yo, welcome back to my show. This ain't a show, this is more like a little vlog, but it's definitely a show because I'm being forced show in these moments and expressing things you need to know. Especially if you find your way onto this video. I'm always grateful for everyone that takes the time to open up to all of my vibrations and just flow with me, because I definitely like to flow on a lot of my videos. Today something came to me just a couple minutes before I recorded my video, and I pondered on if I wanted to talk more about it, but I was like, why not? When I was younger, maybe I will drop that in some time this year, but there was my first docu series that I created involving other people. There was a experiment that I did, and I asked people, so what does love mean to you? And for some reason that just came to me, and I realized that I never really answered that question. And I think that at the time I didn't really know love, so I was genuinely asking, like, what is love to you, and how does that look? Because then you'll be able to see that love has so many forms and so many shades and phases that one can experience with even just one person. There's so many levels that can be expressed as a love vibration, and I was just curious. I think that you get to learn a lot about a person by the way that they love, and that's the truest way to get to know someone, is to love them, because that means, in my opinion, like embracing all that they are, not confining them to your own expectations, but embracing the parts that may not be so easy to embrace, but make a big part of who they are. What love means to me is stability. And stability even now is taking a different shade once again, because stability is not stagnant. Stability is not a phase that is kind of like doing the same thing over and over, or even consistent. Like I said, love can take many forms and many shapes, but stability in that is understanding exactly what it is that you're developing, and continuously remembering why you do that. So the stability behind people working is just the mindset of knowing that this lifestyle, whether it be working or just creating a form of abundance, that is stemmed by your lifestyle and what you want to do and things that will make you satisfied. But when it comes to love, the stability in that is, for example, with me, feeling fulfilled, feeling like you have a purpose outside of you, bigger than you, and that can expand beyond just you. Now you're taking something that you've created on the internal, and you can fulfill somebody else, make somebody else smile, make somebody else feel loved, and actually make somebody else their better version. I believe that the stability in having someone on the outer that's there to help just you along your journey of betterment and just evolution than self, that is the purest form of love. Because when you're in that phase, you're not judging them off of decisions that you may not agree with, and in fact you're learning more from their differences, and you're not in a place where you're trying to compare anything. It's just about embracing all the qualities that is being offered, and maybe acknowledging how you get appreciated more now, and you see it as something that you've actually manifested. Hold on, y'all boys. All right, we good. I know y'all seen that, man. Your girl just got done eating, and it was a delicioso meal. But I had a little broccoli in my tea, so paid a lot of money for this meal. Not me, but my mama. So we're always grateful for that. So when it comes back to the topic, I just wanted to mention and highlight how love is something that is beyond a feeling, but it has a look. And that's what I really wanted to highlight. So how it makes me feel secure. It makes me feel like it's a place that I can always come back to, a place that I can attach with me, that's outside of me. So for example, if you're a business person, you get attached to your cars and your business and your money, but even that shifts. But like a person that is loving you, as you shift with that person is continuously molding with you and growing with you. That is what love looks like, just from the outer, like to receive that from an outer. And then there's the element of how it starts to continue to manifest, because it feels a certain way, but then when it manifests into a physical, it looks like just those actions, but also just, it could look like for example, like everyone that I love outside of my family didn't look like someone that I would love initially, but now they look like me. They look like a representation, so much so that whatever I would do, they already understand that so much that they reflect that, and vice versa. Like I become more of you, you become more of me, and we look like a unit. Like even if we turned out to not be aligned with each other, we could look like, when we together, we look like a unit. I can't say it no better way than that, because it's the energy behind. For example, if you make a big shift and decide to move somewhere spectacular, your lover is coinciding with that. And not only that, the people around y'all are embracing the fact that this is what works for y'all are a signature now. And even though you can still keep yourself in all of this, when love is playing out outside of you, it's just so reassuring, and this validation that all those moments when you just love on yourself and decide what love is to you, makes room for things that you can cultivate, and makes room for things that you might not even imagine to be as good as you know feel it to be in reality. So balancing the emotion and also the physical states of what love is overall, it feels like something that's magical. That is the purest form of magic, because the way I've made money has been magical. The way that I've made myself, like even down to my wools and my hair, is absolutely magical. To have my hair this long, because I remember very very boldly like how my hair used to be not so long ago, and I remember manifesting hair like this. Like maybe a couple videos I will have it, but I wish I recorded more of myself. Don't worry, I'm there now. I'm definitely in a phase where I'm representing the pure and the raw, and in a consistent way. And that's the only thing that I think that was missing with my channel. But beyond that, I would have twists in my hair, and like just appreciate how it felt to have like this amount of length. So now we really stepped into manifestation. And I think because I loved myself and I loved who I will be and embrace where I was at, like all those phases together allowed for me to receive love outside of just my own mindset and how I wanted to receive it, like for myself. So how I wanted to treat myself, whether it means moisturizing myself. Now I manifest someone that makes it easy for me to moisturize, because consistently they do the same thing. So making room for whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull a card. So we got the Hermit, and before we tie it out, I want to just say that my level of loving and discovering my best and truest self and how I wanted to be represented was manifested out of the Hermit. So maybe it's essential for you to understand these signatures of what love can look like or even feel like. Uh, Maybe because you feel like there's a form of lack. We could read the novel and just see what it's going to say. I call this a novel, but it's really not a novel. It's just because I write novels. So even if my book is like 100 and something pages, I want people to respect it as a novel because it's telling a story. This indirectly is telling a story as well. But back to the Hermit card, it was not a coincidence that I pulled that, because I was playing around with the cards and I just felt like it's a card that I could pull. So I just split the deck and this one came. So it says, through solitude, we can discover new things about ourselves. The hermit has shrugged off material and superficial concerns and distractions and has retreated to her inner sanctum. She's taken a break from the outside world to focus on herself. The glowing star is the guiding light of her unconscious mind and a pathway to a breakthrough. The laptop is the support of learned wisdom and knowledge to help her along her journey. It can also be a special skill that helps the hermit cope with being alone. It's okay to be alone. Silence and meditation can help you explore your inner worlds and lead you to new places. There's so many constant distractions that can keep you from focusing on your own self-care, from social media to job stresses to FOMO. FOMO. I don't really know what that means, but I'm assuming that's a analogy. Maybe y'all young folks could let me know. I'm not that old. Shit, I'm pushing more 30 than 20 at this point. So FOMO, what does that mean? It's time to take a break from it all, to retreat to a place that makes you feel safe, the goal of improving yourself. Don't ignore your own mental well-being. And if you need a teacher, a guide, or a therapist to help you along the way, that's okay. Don't be afraid of being alone. It's so beautiful. Being alone teaches you how to love yourself. Being alone teaches you how to love another person, and knowing exactly when to draw those lines, and also to expand in those guidance of intuition that's telling you to break out of your comfort zone. All of that was learned through hermit mode, and I don't necessarily feel like I'm in hermit mode, but I definitely don't feel like I need to express all of my life. Like I mentioned in my video yesterday, I will get to a place of vlogging more so you guys can get a taste of just how my life looks, and seeing how love looks even outside of like relationships with other people, but love looks as a lifestyle. I live love, and I'm not gonna say I live light. Love is a very yin yang dynamic. It's very much is raw, so I definitely want to incorporate that more and keep that signature as something that's my base. So like I mentioned, the concept of what love means to me is so beautiful for me to discover new definitions through life, and also just through myself, and versions of myself that I grow to learn about and just discover through love and experience. But even in this phase, there's a lot to learn. This is where it starts. And if she looks like she's fed up, it's just because nothing can be feeding from the outside source. Everything is stemming from the inner. So being comfortable with that will allow everything to flow around you in the way that you desire. So if it's that time for you right now, respectfully take that time. I take that time as well, and that's why I wait until I'm completely done with the day to actually express how the day made me feel. That's what I feel like has been more potent when I'm describing my messages and my energies. But beyond that, if I decided to not record videos, that would be on me. Everything that I do is sourced from myself right now. Not saying in a selfish way, but sourced off of what do I want to learn from this circumstance, and how can I make myself a better version than I was yesterday. And that's all I focus on. And in hermit mode, you'll definitely see how important and how pivotal that can be, which is taking you everywhere you want to go. So yeah, we in this together, Earth Angels. We love y'all all. Anyone that's tapping into more than just what is beyond the eye, or more than what you've been expected to do, I really applaud you. And if you're watching this video to right now, go ahead and like this video. Y'all know we're gonna be back tomorrow. Peace, y'all. I truly appreciate y'all supporting me. Love y'all.